Internet of Things 4.0 is changing the industry in a number of ways. It's reducing the need for physical asset checks on site. It's reducing fuel losses on site. It's changing industry practice in ways like call centres, facilities management, all those things that have been managed in a certain way. They all change in a connected world. They all change when data is available in real time and had sophisticated algorithms applied to that data set. A data managed approach is a lot cheaper way of running a business than the way we currently do it at the moment. Yeah, Leighton O'Brien has invested significantly in IoT 4.0. Our software is agnostic. We can take data from any brand of equipment, and indeed the industry, the need for software is going to grow exponentially because our business is getting more complicated. With the advent of EVs, with other energy sources on site, the business is more complicated. So software that can sit across the top of that complicated operation with connected sensors, cloud-based technologies is actually a necessity these days. So the company has grown significantly in the last 2 years. So we're now contracted on 23,000 sites for live wet stock management, and we're testing and cleaning about 50,000 systems. So we've broken through the magical 100,000 tanks a year mark now across all of our different technologies, which is a really pleasing number for us. And in addition, our distribution numbers have increased, our partner numbers have increased, seeing success in China, India, Europe, as well as our traditional markets of the United States and Southeast Asia.
So there's a lot of new changes coming up here in the petroleum industry, and one of the things we're focusing here on in the United States is the new EPA regulations as it relates to testing and compliance. We're talking about secondary containment vessels and the testing and maintenance and making sure that they're doing exactly what they're designed to do, with monthly visual inspections, annual and triannual testing, again with secondary containment being your tank sumps and dispenser sumps as well. And what we're trying to accomplish here is keeping water out of your secondary containment vessels by implementing modular systems where we ultimately install your entry fittings and all corresponding elements. And in this case, we're dealing with our Electrotight tank sump here by our FiberTight option, where ultimately OPW installs this Class 1 Div 1 UL listed explosion-proof junction box actually in the vessel itself. So doing something like this will keep water out of the sump. Okay, which is very important because if water can get in, that means gasoline has the opportunity to escape, and that's not what we want to do.
So over the last few years, with the introduction of ultra-low sulfur diesel and the biomass in diesel fuels, we're seeing more and more corrosion issues inside these tanks. And so initially we launched the advanced protection pump to kind of mitigate those problems on the submersible pump, but that's not enough. There's more components in the system than just the submersible. So we started working on what we're previewing at the show here as the corrosion control system. The corrosion control system will launch in the first quarter of next year, 2019. We've got a few approvals to get yet, but we've been testing for the last 18 months, and we wanted to preview it here at the NACS PEI Show, where we got an opportunity to get all of our customers around it and get some feedback. We don't see it decreasing, with the introduction of AdBlue diesel exhaust fluid, the cleaner burning diesel. It continues to grow. We get more and more demand, even in outside of truck stops, adding side diesel, auto diesel. So in those tanks, this problem may even be more of an issue where you don't turn the tank over as quickly and you have that microbial activity happening for a longer period of time. And so we're trying to combat it here by removing the water from the bottom of the tank as one of the legs to defeat the microbial activity.
Steel Tank Institute's an association of steel tank fabricators. They also make pressure vessels and pipe. We have about 180 members located around the world, mostly North America. Steel Tank Institute licensed technologies for both underground and above ground fuel storage tanks. We also have members that build large terminal tanks for jet fuel and things of that nature. There's big trends with above ground tanks. This show here focuses a lot on gas station C-stores where the tanks are underground. But what we don't see is all the above ground tanks being built for various fuel applications, fleets, things of that nature. One of the biggest industries was a conference I went 2 years ago, emergency generators. Just about every business that has to be have their computers and things online 24 hours, 7 days a week will have a backup power system. And most of that backup is using diesel and stored in above ground tanks near the facility. We see underground tanks probably more prevalent overseas. Maybe the fuel tanks for going into vehicles a little less prevalent. There's a lot of safety built into the above ground tanks here for fire protection to try and simulate an underground tank. Some of our biggest members who make underground tanks will make a steel tank with a non-metallic jacket, and they are shipping overseas. Matter of fact, one of our biggest members is located in Thailand.
So the EPA has implemented several new regulations that go into effect for most states October 13th of 2018. So we have positioned ourselves as a turnkey service provider to make sure that we stay compliant with all the regulations that are going to kick in, whether that's from secondary containment to monthly inspection, walkthroughs. A lot of these our clients haven't been prepared for, and we're really going to be in a position to help them move forward so that they do not receive any NOVs or any notices from the state, and they stay in compliance as a company. STS is a new service product that we are offering to our clients. This will allow them to prevent the corrosion that's occurring on a lot of the sumps that we're finding in the industry. So what this product is we'll go in and we'll recondition the sumps, we'll clean them, we'll get them prepped, and then we'll be able to add several different types of adhesive and treatment that will prevent the corrosion from occurring on the sumps. So we go in, sandblast it, put on several different applications. It's a one-time application. The process usually takes about a day and a half. This event is amazing. This is one of our biggest shows of the year, and we do it every year. It's a great turnout. It's a good opportunity to see some of the new trends in the industry, as well as to reconnect with a lot of our current clients and customers, and then offer new services and products to some of our new prospects and current customers alike. So it's a great opportunity for us from a national perspective and an international perspective to really reach out and kind of show our capabilities as a company.